Baking soda. You've had a box of it in your kitchen your entire life. You've used it for cooking, for heartburn, maybe even stirred it into a glass of water on a rough morning. It feels safe, natural, almost innocent. But what if that little box, the one you've never once questioned, has been quietly working against you? Here's the truth that most people never find out. Nearly 90% of the baking soda sold in America today is not what you think it is. It's synthetically produced in massive industrial facilities using ammonia and chemical brine. The exact same process used to treat sewage and clean factory smokestacks. That's what's inside the box you've been trusting with your health. And it gets worse. As I dug deeper into the world of commercial baking soda brands, I found something that genuinely disturbed me. Hidden contaminants, deceptive labeling, and major brand names quietly lowering their standards while millions of unsuspecting seniors keep buying the same box, week after week. So today, I'm pulling back the curtain on 7 of the most popular baking soda brands, ranking them from the most dangerous to the safest. Some of these results completely blindsided me. And the brand sitting at dead last? There's a very good chance it's already in your kitchen right now. Don't go anywhere, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at baking soda the same way again. Tell me in the comments, what brand are you currently using? You might be in for a surprise. Number 7. Great value. Walmart. The cheapest option with the biggest question marks. Let's start at the bottom of our list. And the very bottom is exactly where great value belongs. Walmart's house brand baking soda costs just 50 to 75 cents per pound, making it the cheapest option you'll find on any shelf. And while saving money sounds appealing, especially for seniors on a fixed income, that rock-bottom price should immediately trigger one important question. What exactly are they cutting to get there? Flip the box over. What do you find? Almost nothing. No sourcing information. No heavy metal testing disclosure. No quality certifications of any kind. Just 2 words. Sodium bicarbonate. That silence isn't accidental. It's a red flag. Here's why it matters. Baking soda is produced in 2 very different ways, either naturally mined from ancient mineral deposits deep in the earth, or chemically synthesized in industrial plants using ammonia and brine. Reputable brands tell you exactly which method they use, so our great value? Complete silence. And it gets more concerning. Walmart selects its suppliers through quarterly low-bid contracts, meaning the batch you bought last month could come from an entirely different source than the one you're buying today. Zero consistency. Zero traceability. Now consider this. Naturally mined baking soda can contain trace levels of arsenic, lead, or mercury from geological deposits. Trusted brands test for these contaminants and publish their results openly. Great value does neither. That 25-cent saving? It's costing you something far more valuable. Your peace of mind. Number 6. Essential. Everyday. The store brand. Hiding what's really inside. Essential Everyday is the private label baking soda sold at major chains like Albertsons, Safeway, and Jewel Osco. It markets itself as a reliable, affordable kitchen staple. But here's the thing. Affordable and trustworthy are 2 very different things. Start with something simple. Pour a little into your hand and look closely. The texture is immediately off. Gritty, uneven, with inconsistent granule sizes that struggle to dissolve properly in water. Now taste it. Instead of the clean, mildly alkaline flavor you'd expect from pure baking soda, you get a harsh, lingering chemical aftertaste that has no business being there. That bitterness isn't random. It's a warning signal pointing to lower purity or undisclosed additives hiding inside that box. And one of those additives may surprise you. The FDA legally permits an anti-caking agent called yellow prussiate of soda, sodium ferrocyanide, in baking soda without requiring clear front label disclosure. But here's what makes that deeply unsettling. Under high heat, or when combined with acidic ingredients like vinegar or lemon juice, ferrocyanide compounds can theoretically break down and release trace amounts of cyanide. Regulators call permitted levels safe, but you're never actually told these compounds might be in something you're cooking with, eating, or taking for heartburn relief daily. Add inconsistent supplier sourcing through competitive bidding. Your box in California may come from a completely different facility than the one sold in Illinois, and you have unpredictable quality no senior should gamble with. Number 5. Trader Joe's baking soda. Paying a premium for the illusion of quality. Trader Joe's has built one of the most powerful health halos in American grocery retail. Walk into any location and you feel it immediately. The carefully curated shelves, the friendly labels, the quiet promise that everything here meets a higher standard. And millions of loyal shoppers, including countless seniors, trust that promise completely. That trust is exactly what makes their baking soda a problem. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Trader Joe's baking soda is conventional commodity sodium bicarbonate, the same industrially produced product found in generic discount brands, simply repackaged with TJ's signature branding and sold at a premium price of roughly $1.50 to $2 per pound. There is no aluminum-free certification, no disclosure of whether the product is naturally mined or synthetically manufactured. No heavy metal purity testing information of any kind. But Trader Joe's almost certainly sources from the same large commodity suppliers providing baking soda to the bargain store brands we already covered. The only meaningful difference is the label and the markup. But the real danger here isn't even the product itself. It's the false security it creates. You carefully choose organic produce. You read every snack label. You avoid artificial additives. Then you toss TJ's baking soda into your cart without a second thought, because the store has already earned your trust. For seniors shopping exclusively at Trader Joe's, believing everything meets elevated standards, you're paying double for Walmart's product in a friendlier package. Number 4. Clabber Girl. A trusted name that doesn't deserve your trust. Here, Clabber Girl. Just seeing that familiar red and white can probably brings back memories. Your mother's kitchen, holiday baking, the smell of something warm coming out of the oven. This brand has been an American household staple since the late 1800s, and generations of families have trusted it without question. So when you spot that same beloved name on a box of baking soda, it feels completely safe to assume the same quality standards apply. They don't. And that assumption is exactly where the danger begins. Try a simple test at home. Dissolve a teaspoon of Clabber Girl baking soda in a clear glass of water and watch closely. You'll likely notice something troubling. Some granules dissolve instantly while others stubbornly sit at the bottom, refusing to break down. That uneven dissolving points directly to inconsistent particle sizing and poorly refined milling. Not what you want in a product you're consuming daily. Now look at the water itself. Notice anything? A faint yellow tint is sometimes visible, a potential sign of anti-caking agents like yellow prussiate of soda, the same sodium ferrocyanide compound we flagged in our number 6 spot. Truly high-quality baking soda dissolves completely and leaves the water crystal clear. Clabber Girl built its legendary reputation entirely on baking powder. Their baking soda appears to be an afterthought, a secondary product receiving far less quality attention. Decades of loyalty to the brand doesn't mean the brand is loyal to your health. Number 3. Kroger Baking Soda. The hidden aluminum problem you never suspected. Kroger's house brand baking soda appears under multiple store banners, Kroger, Fred Meyer, Ralph's, King Soopers, and positions itself as a dependable, everyday product at a fair price. Sounds reasonable enough. But what independent laboratory testing uncovered about this brand should make every senior stop and pay very close attention. Consumer advocacy groups commissioning lab tests in 2018 found something deeply alarming. Measurable aluminum contamination in several store-brand baking sodas, including products sold under the Kroger label. This aluminum wasn't deliberately added. It likely entered through processing equipment, packaging materials, or mineral impurities in the raw sodium bicarbonate during manufacturing. But here's the hard truth. How it got there doesn't make it any less dangerous inside your body. Research has consistently linked aluminum accumulation to neurological concerns and cognitive decline. And while a single exposure may seem insignificant, many people, especially health-conscious seniors, use baking soda daily for multiple purposes simultaneously: baking, heartburn relief, natural toothpaste, even homemade deodorant. Every single use quietly adds to your cumulative aluminum load. Consider this painful irony. The same person carefully purchasing aluminum-free deodorant may be rubbing aluminum-contaminated baking soda directly onto their skin every morning, from a box they assume is perfectly pure. Kroger also rotates suppliers based on lowest price. meaning consecutive boxes can come from entirely different facilities with vastly different quality controls. And since Kroger discloses absolutely nothing about sourcing or contamination testing, you have no way of knowing what you're holding. Number 2. 365 by Whole Foods Market. Organic prices, commodity quality. Whole Foods has spent decades building a reputation as the gold standard of clean, conscious grocery shopping. Their 365 house brand sits at the heart of that promise. And at $2 to $3 per pound for baking soda, shoppers are absolutely paying a premium. They believe reflects superior sourcing, stricter standards, and genuine purity. The reality is deeply disappointing. Use 365 baking soda in your cooking, and you may notice something immediately wrong. A subtle metallic aftertaste that pure sodium bicarbonate should never produce. Dissolve it directly in water and taste it, and you'll detect a sharper, harsher chemical edge that no truly clean product should deliver. That alone should raise serious questions. But here's what's even more troubling. The 365 baking soda carries zero aluminum-free certification. It provides absolutely no heavy metal testing transparency, and it never clearly discloses whether the product is naturally mined from mineral deposits or synthetically manufactured in an industrial facility. For a store that meticulously separates organic from conventional produce and scrutinizes hundreds of ingredient labels, that level of silence on a product people consume daily is simply inexcusable. And then there's this Whole Foods markets this same 365 baking soda for both baking and household cleaning, with no distinction between food-grade and cleaning-grade product. The box going into your birthday cake batter is identical to the one scrubbing someone's kitchen sink. Seniors paying Whole Foods prices deserve Whole Foods standards. This product delivers neither. Number 1. Arm & Hammer. The iconic orange box with a transparency problem. Arm & Hammer. Just hearing that name probably conjures an image immediately. That familiar orange box, sitting in your grandmother's kitchen, your mother's pantry, and now yours. This is the brand most Americans picture the moment someone says baking soda, and parent company Church & Dwight has dominated over 60% of the entire US market since the 1800s. That kind of generational trust runs deep. And that's exactly why what I'm about to tell you matters so much. Some Church & Dwight produces Arm & Hammer using both naturally mined sodium bicarbonate and synthetically manufactured solvay process baking soda. And here's the disturbing part. They can quietly switch between those two completely different sources based on cost and availability, without ever changing a single word on the label. Your box simply says, pure baking soda. That word pure is technically accurate from a narrow chemistry standpoint, but it deliberately masks inconsistent sourcing, zero heavy metal testing disclosure, and absolutely no separation between food-grade and industrial-grade product. The same baking soda deodorizing your refrigerator is going into your grandchildren's birthday cake. The same box. No distinction whatsoever. Seniors who have faithfully trusted this brand for 40 or 50 years deserve to know something important. The logo hasn't changed, the orange box hasn't changed, but what's happening behind the scenes quietly has. Church & Dwight built their empire on your trust. They just never felt obligated to return it. Now, after everything you've just heard, you might be wondering, is there any baking soda actually worth buying? The answer is yes. Despite all of this, truly high-quality baking soda does exist. A select few brands commit to natural sourcing, transparent testing, and strict food-grade standards. And they're not afraid to tell you exactly that on the label. Let's talk about what good actually looks like. Safe pick number 1. Bob's Red Mill. Natural, transparent, and worth every penny. After everything we've just uncovered, finding a brand you can actually trust feels genuinely refreshing. Bob's Red Mill is that brand. And the difference starts long before you ever open the box. This employee-owned natural foods company has built a decades-long reputation for quality and honesty, and their baking soda is no exception. Unlike every brand we ranked today, Bob's Red Mill baking soda is mined directly from natural mineral deposits and extracted through a simple, clean water-based process. No ammonia, no industrial chemical synthesis, no solvay plant, just sodium bicarbonate the way nature produced it. It's specifically designated for food use, produced in a dedicated gluten-free facility, and batch tested for consistent quality standards. And rather than hiding behind vague marketing language, the company openly acknowledges that naturally mined minerals can contain trace elements, then addresses that transparency head-on. That kind of honesty is rare, and for seniors who deserve to know exactly what they're consuming, it matters enormously. Open a box and you'll feel the difference immediately. Uniformly fine texture, no gritty, inconsistent granules. Dissolve it in water and taste it. Clean, mild, and completely free of any chemical or metallic edge. In baking, it delivers perfect lift without altering flavor whatsoever. Yes, at roughly $3 to $4 for 16 ounces, it costs more than Arm & Hammer. But since a pound lasts most households several months, the real annual difference is just a few dollars. For your health, that's not a cost. That's an investment. Safe pick number 2, Frontier Co-op. USP grade. Quality at a reasonable price. But if Bob's Red Mill feels slightly out of reach for your budget, Frontier Co-op is the answer. And in some ways, it's an equally impressive choice. Frontier Co-op is a member-owned natural foods cooperative with a long-standing reputation for clean, honest ingredients across its entire product line. Their baking soda is pure sodium bicarbonate sourced directly from natural mined deposits. No synthetic manufacturing, no ammonia-based chemical processing, no industrial shortcuts of any kind. But what truly separates Frontier from almost every brand on today's list is one critical designation: USP grade certified. That USP label isn't just marketing language. It represents a verified purity standard high enough for food, personal care, and even medicinal applications. Not simply cleaning your kitchen counters. We're talking pharmaceutical-level quality in an everyday baking product. Frontier is equally transparent about what their baking soda does not contain. No artificial ingredients, no undisclosed additives, no anti-caking agents like the sodium ferrocyanide we flagged earlier. What you see on the label is genuinely what's inside the bag. The cooperative business model reinforces that commitment beautifully. Profits flow back to members rather than outside shareholders, creating a real, structural incentive for long-term product integrity over quarterly cost-cutting decisions. And here's the practical bonus. Frontier offers bulk quantities that bring the per-pound cost significantly closer to conventional brands. For seniors wanting naturally sourced, USP-certified, food-grade baking soda without paying luxury prices, Frontier Co-op delivers transparency and affordability in the same package. To wrap things up, the baking soda industry has been quietly cutting corners for decades. Synthetic switching, hidden additives, zero contaminant testing, and no separation between food-grade and cleaning products. Arm & Hammer exploited 178 years of your trust. Kroger had measurable aluminum. Whole Foods charged luxury prices for commodity quality. The good news? Bob's Red Mill and Frontier Co-op exist, cost just $3 to $4 per pound, and last for months. The annual upgrade costs you pennies and buys genuine peace of mind every time you cook, brush your teeth, or reach for a natural remedy. Go check your pantry right now and drop your brand in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Then click on one of the videos on your screen to keep learning and protecting your health today.